Hi everyone, it's Michelle for the Herald, and today for Wisdom Wednesday I have with me Frans Lottering. He is a financial advisor in his own business broker house, and today he is going to speak to us about how to cope in tough financial times. Hello Frans.
Hello Michelle, how are you?
Fine, thanks, and you?
Fine thanks, fine thanks.
Okay, so what advice can you give to people to cope in tough financial times?
Now, first of all, you must budget. Because if you have a budget, you can decide what you want to spend on what. And then, when fuel prices go up, okay, what shall we do? Drive a little bit less, but you have to drive to work every day. So maybe you should cut your private or your pleasure rides a bit, and only drive the most necessary. And then, I think, people tend to buy takeaway foods all the time, and that's so nice, but that's not economical. It's rather better to buy something at the supermarket, not at the garage shop, where it's also more expensive. Buy at the supermarket and have something in the house to prepare your own food. Even if it's only a sandwich that you make yourself, it's better than buying a sandwich at the takeaway place. And then, like cold drink, if you go to a takeaway place and you have to, for a family of 4, each you buy a cold drink for each, it's nice, and you have to do it sometimes. But if you do it every day, it's going to cost you much more than having your own cold drink at home and pouring for everybody. So those are those small things. And then, the thing is also, people tend to stop their insurance premiums or reduce their premiums because they cannot afford it. The first thing people stop because they cannot afford it is life insurance. And that's the most wrong thing to do. Because if you don't have life insurance, if you can't afford to pay life insurance while you're alive and you're working and earning a salary, how can those that stay behind live if your salary is not there? You have to make provision for that. The same is for death or for disability or maybe severe illness, where if you have had a heart attack and for 6 months you're out of work, what will you do? Or you are diagnosed with cancer, and sometime you're going to stop working, and all the costs of having been treated for cancer must be paid somehow. So yes, it is tough, times are tough, but you have to make provision for those things. And then also, maybe it doesn't have anything to do with your budget, but everybody should have a will, because that's where financial planning starts. To decide, in a will, decide what must happen to what you leave behind, and what must happen to your kids, or what must just happen to maybe to your dog. A will is the most important thing. Then you start with your life insurance, and then around that you plan, and you plan for your your daily expenses and that, because we all have to eat. It's no use spending so much money on life insurance or those necessities, and don't have money to live on. We have to live now and afterwards. And then also retirement. Some people, when they change jobs, they get a pension, they take the pension from those jobs and go and buy a car. Go and buy a new car or a nice second-hand car. And they don't think that very soon they're going to have to retire. And if there's no money, what do you retire with? And then people also tend to buy new cars now. I've just seen it recently, and you've seen it often, that people go and buy a car and they don't plan. They work out what the finances on the financial or the payment on the car would be on a monthly basis, but they forget to calculate the insurance that they're going to pay into that, and the little extras there and there. So eventually this car costs much more monthly than what what they expected it to pay. And people just can't pay it. The banks don't decide The banks see if you can go, the banks will work on a formula to see whether you can afford it. But they don't know about all your other little expenses. They don't take note of that. And that happens that people can't pay their cars, they can't pay their houses. So they trade in or sell a good older car to buy a newer one. And then the new car costs them so much that eventually they lose that car and they're going to have to walk. They lose their house, they can't pay for the house and they're going to lose it. Or they can't pay the rent and they're going to be set out.
Or they use some of their grocery money for the month to add to that
to the
part,
car,
and then
yes.
they don't have.
So they don't have money for groceries. And then if they do have policies, they cancel that. And all the planning, all the financial planning goes down the drain. So, yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Frans. And I hope that people take your advice into consideration of, planning more or planning better and being more frugal with your money. So they can have a better, longer life and plan ahead for one day when they might not be here anymore.
Yeah, for retirement, they're not here when they're disabled, because your family is the most important thing you have. That's the only thing you can take with you when you die. One day you will meet again, but you have to look after them now, so that they have good memories if you pass away before.
Thank you so much, Frans, for having me today, and thank you for your wonderful advice.
Thank you, Michelle. Thanks very much for the privilege.
Not
I appreciate that.
Thank you.